everybody. Welcome back to this week's episode of the Don't Cry Over Spilled Tea podcast with your host, of course, Dylan Sotelo. All right, guys, I have a really good story time for you guys today. So let's go ahead and get into our cute little topics that we have. Some sad topics, some crazy topics, so we can get on and into that funny little story time. All right, first thing that we have today on Let's Add Some Heat. The traders just finished. And with that being said, there are going to be some big spoilers coming in. So if you're not caught up or if you wanted to start watching the traders now, please skip about 5 minutes because I have some fucking opinions, guys. So first thing that I want to talk about, Rob won, Rob the Trader won. And while whenever he first won, whenever I was watching it yesterday, I was pissed. I was mad that he won because of the simple fact that he betrayed his own traders. And I think it wasn't even that I was pissed off that he betrayed his own traders. I think I was pissed off because he betrayed two housewives. I think that's truly what pissed me off. And then him after that betraying Eric, who he brought on, just horrible, guys. So I was super mad that he won in the beginning, but then after I sat there and thought about it, I was like, you know what? I would have sat there and I would have backstabbed everybody just like he did. So I could have won all that money because he made out with what, 225,000, $250,000 by himself because he did that shit all on his own. So good for him. And might I also add, guys, that Mora Mora Higgins. Mora Higgins, you stupid girl. You stupid girl. I cannot believe how hard this girl rode for Rob the entire show. And like I was telling Abdian earlier, I feel like maybe she, how do I put it, guys? I feel like maybe she almost tried to treat Rob like they had their own pact, almost like how the housewives go into the traders and they don't vote on a housewife, they don't betray a housewife, so on and so forth. I feel like maybe she was being like that, or maybe she was just being really gullible. I feel like she was truly being super gullible. But with all of that being said, they had their reunion. I also feel like the reunion was almost a waste of a reunion because it was so short and there was just like not enough drama in the reunion itself. But from what we heard in the reunion, Mora told Rob that the only way that she is going to forgive him is if he buys her with his winning prize money a Birkin. So fingers crossed on that girl. I hope she gets her fucking Birkin because she deserves it after losing that fucking game. Um, some other things about traders that I want to talk about. There was news that came out, I want to say maybe a week ago, that Lisa Rinna was drugged at the traders premiere party. Um, and so from what we've heard her talk about, she can't speak on too much stuff because I guess it's an investigation going on. So she can't really talk about very specific things. But she said that there was traces of fentanyl in her system. There was traces of amphetamines in her system. And all of this happened at the, like I said, the premiere party. And it was located at the Abbey, a nightclub in West Hollywood. And how crazy, guys. How crazy. We last week, whenever I told you guys about Abdian, Kelly, and Brian, how we were supposed to, how we had went to WeHo, we had partied, whatever. We were supposed to go to the Abbey. Um, and I remember looking up some photos and stuff like that because I wanted to see what it looked like before we walked because it was quite a walk and we were not going to pay for no fucking Uber to get there. So we had looked at some videos and it looked very like rocker vibes. So I was like, I don't want to go there, guys. It's not gonna be our vibe. We're not gonna have fun. Thank fucking God we didn't go because then I had seen some video. You know those videos on TikTok that talk about like a specific place and it's like a bird's eye 360 view of the area. It was a video of a guy talking about the Abbey, and Lisa Rinna reposted it. And it was basically talking about how the bartenders drug people, how people get stuff stolen from them all the time. So I was like, oh my gosh, thank God we did not go. Maybe it was in good foreshadowing of our good evil eye that we didn't go because imagine we got robbed or drugged. That would have been a not so very good situation, but it would have made for a good story. Anyways, guys, um, with all that being said, like I said, the reunion, it was good. I wish it was a 2 or 3 parter. I feel like nothing came out of it. One thing I will say, because you guys already know the opinion that I have on a specific somebody on that show. Colton weaseled his way out of admitting guilt whenever it comes to his situation of stalking and the crazy, crazy things that he had did to his ex-girlfriend. Um, I truly do not like the way that he spun the situation on, who was it? Michael Rappaport that had brought it up. Somebody had brought up how fucking crazy he is. And basically he just wanted to act like the victim. He had said that it was in a very dark time, that he was stalking his ex-girlfriend, whatever, a very dark time, which in a way, I understand him, guys. He was a closeted fag. He was scared to come out. He was hiding from his true identity. But that does not constitute an excuse for him to have stalked his ex girlfriend, for him to have been lurking around her home, for him to have put an air tag in her vehicle. That does not constitute an excuse for any of that. Dark time or not, you know wrong from right. And that was not right. All right, guys, next thing that I have for Add Some Heat, 50 Cent has had his mouth bumping off at the jaws whenever it comes to many of people. And this isn't something recent. This is one opinionated man. He has an opinion on any and everybody, famous or not famous. He has an opinion on everybody. Well, the most recent person to get his opinions was former Escape member and current wife of T.I., Miss Tiny. He had just went off on, I think, Instagram talking about her appearance, how bad she looks, just crazy, crazy shit. Well, who came to Tiny's defense? Her son. Very, very sweet, very, very sweet. Her son came to her defense and was just talking shit about 50 Cent back. He had talked about digging up his ground or digging up 50 Cent's mom and seeing what she looks like in her grave with her dead ass. His words, not mine, y'all. Well, also, somebody who came to her defense was Miss Tina Knowles herself, Miss Mama Knowles. Basically just posted a screenshot of Tiny saying that we should be uplifting women, we shouldn't be talking bad about women. Any and everything positive affirmations going Tiny's way. Well, 50 Cent didn't like that either. Notice this pattern, guys. Have you noticed this pattern yet? If not, I'll enlighten you guys in a minute. That he took a screenshot of a post from Miss Tina Knowles and called her all types of albino. The kids are albino. Sat there and talked shit about Solange. Posted something about Solange as well. But the thing that I wanted you guys to notice was how there are men that are coming to these women's defense and the lights are off and the doors are locked and he has no response for them. But the second a woman, a female, has the balls to speak up and say what he's doing is wrong, he automatically goes towards a woman. Crazy, crazy. Somebody's gonna get him. And I had also just seen a video, guys, talking about how much of a snitch 50 Cent is and how, what was it? He was somebody that ratted out a murder that had happened in the 90s, which I mean, somebody got murdered, but and that line of work. And whenever you're sitting there rapping about gangs and how you kill people that don't like, that aren't loyal and so on and so forth, you just you don't snitch. You don't snitch. All right, that's enough with Add Some Heat. This story's really long, guys, so I'm gonna try to get through all of these really quick and really fast. The only thing that I have on Let's Add, oh no, I have a couple of things on Let's Add Some Ice today. First thing that I have is, first thing that I have on Let's Add Some Ice today is going to be how I am absolutely bored, sick, and tired of Real Housewives of New York. I'm bored, sick, and tired of it, guys. I had to skip like 3 seasons because of how bored I was. I was on season 9 and it was just absolutely dragging, guys. It was dragging. to the point where I just had to start a new season. I skipped a few years so I could just get it over and done with. I'm cheating, guys. I'm cheating because I'm so bored of it. But I skipped to season 12. I watched all of season 12. And now I'm on 13. I'm a little bit sad because Bethany's not on there, but she honestly wasn't giving me enough. So I'm sad that she's not on my screen, but I'm not sad because she didn't give me much of a storyline. Even no, I'm a hypocrite, guys. She gave me a storyline. She had a daughter. I think she sold her business this year. And her boyfriend had passed away too. So she had a storyline. I just think, I don't know, guys. Something in me, I was just like, she's not giving it to me. She's not giving it to me. Next thing that I have on, add some ice. Another Real Housewives topic, a very sad Housewives topic. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Utah's own Miss Mary Cosby's son had died this week. Very, very, very sad, very unfortunate. He over the past couple of years, if you are a Salt Lake City watcher, you've noticed that Robert has not been in coherently in his own mind. He has been going through a lot of substance abuse. He had went through rehab. He was in the news a couple of months ago regarding his girlfriend or ex-wife or something like that, how they had to get a restraining order on him because he was just popping up at her family's house. A lot of stuff. Well, unfortunately, the news came on Tuesday that he lost his life. I haven't gotten anything confirmed yet. I don't know whether it was a suicide. I don't know whether it was a drug overdose. And I'm just going to put it out there. I don't know if it could have been a murder either, guys. We just because we don't know what has happened. But yeah, very, very sad. From what I've heard, they were supposed to indefinitely end um not casting, filming of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City due to this situation. Then I heard that Mary was not going to be coming back. Rightfully so, guys. Rightfully so. But from what I have seen now, she's still there. She's still going to be filming. And I mean, this is just going to be something that gets brought up on TV that she's going to have to sit there and talk about. With that being said, guys, next thing that I have, not add some ice. Let's go ahead and add some sugar. The new season of Atlanta has been confirmed. There has been a trailer that came out, and somebody who I am so excited for to see on that screen is, if you've ever watched Love and Hip Hop, you would know Miss K Michelle is going to be on this newest season, season 17? Season 17 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. From the trailer, it looks like that girl has the same big mouth that she had on Love and Hip Hop. It looks like she's already getting into it with people. And I don't know, guys. I was telling Abdian that I don't know if she's going to make a good cast member. I I just think she's going to give a little bit more, and I mean this with all the respect, guys, all the respect in the world. But I feel like she's going to be giving Real Housewives of Atlanta a different type of ghetto that they are not, that we are not used to. I mean, like I said, guys, I watched her on Love and Hip Hop. That is a completely different ballpark than Real Housewives of XYZ. Um, Love and Hip Hop, you're looking at people that are coming from straight off the streets, trying to make their career, do whatever they got to do to get their name out and into some record label. Real Housewives, they already have their money, which I mean, K Michelle already has her money. But this is a show where the glamour is to come out, where we're supposed to see numbers. And by numbers, I mean money. We're supposed to see crazy houses, crazy cars, jewelry. And I mean, that's not to say that K Michelle doesn't have this. I just feel like her attitude is going to be bringing something that we're not used to and that we don't really like. But other than that, everyone else from what I've seen is going to be on there, other than, of course, Kenya and Britt, which we knew Britt wasn't coming back. And we saw on last season that Kenya was fired. So Phaedra's back. And with all that being said, guys, another one that's supposed to be coming back but is delayed on filming right now is going to be Miami. I had seen some news sources say that they were having some trouble with cast, that filming was not, that people were choosing not to film with others due to whatever problems it was that they have. Um, and so, yeah, they're just having to figure out some kind of compromise right now. And we'll see what happens with that. But we have no official date on whenever Real Housewives of Miami is coming back. And I need that shit back, guys. I love Real Housewives of Miami. But with all that being said, guys, Get your cup, get your cups, get your mugs, get your glasses. Let's go ahead and grab our mugs for this story time for today. All right, guys. So, on this week's story time that I have for you, I wanted to say, I honestly don't know why I haven't said this story yet, guys. It's so funny and it's so all over the place. But the story time that I wanted to tell you guys today was the decade long lie that I had created, that I had rode with from probably about fifth or sixth grade all the way to I graduated 2020. This lie stayed with me all the way until about 2020, 2021. Um, and this lie was that I was adopted. And not only was I was adopted from New York. And with that being said, let's go ahead and start the story. So, picture this. Close your eyes, open your mind. We are in 2012, 2012, 2013, whatever grade I was whenever I was in sixth grade, guys. We're in that year, and out of nowhere, in recess one day, I just thought it would be a cool, fun, cute idea to tell everybody that I was adopted. Everybody believed it. Don't know why they believed it. We're all kids. My guys, keep in mind this whole story because I'm not going to keep saying it. I don't know why people believed me. They just did. They just did. So, sixth grade, I made up the lie. I said I was adopted, and that was it right there. That was the lie for sixth grade. So I would go around the entire school. I would tell everyone that I was adopted. I would tell everyone that my parents were my real parents, and everybody took it. Everyone believed me. Seventh grade year, I meet my friend Kelly. And of course, anyone new that I meet, I tell them straight off the bat, I'm adopted. And she believed me. Seventh grade year, I thought it would be a fun idea to start elaborating on the lie. I thought it would be a good idea to start adding new bits and pieces to my lie to make it more believable, guys. So I then created the new lie that not only was I adopted, I was not from Odessa, Texas. I was from New York City, New York. I had said that I was adopted whenever I was 5. My parents legally changed my name to what it is now, and everybody believed it. I then started getting a little bit sloppy that time or that year, later on in the year. And I started talking with a New York accent. Why? I don't know. I never talked with a New York accent before, but all of a sudden I talked with a New York accent. So I would just sit there and exaggerate my AR words. So I would say schwark. Instead of saying on, I would say on. Instead of saying off, I would say off. So on and so forth, guys. I started saying that it was brick outside because I just swore that I was a New York native. Hadn't been there in probably what? Since I was 5, I was like 13 in seventh grade. I was like 13 in seventh grade. So it's not like I would really have that accent anymore. But I digress. So later on in the year, as we're about to go on summer break, I think it's a great idea to make the lie that I was going to have to go back to New York because my adoptive parents were going to have to go to trial with my biological parents because my biological parents decided that they wanted their child back. They wanted their child back, guys. And which I think, mind you guys, I think that's illegal. I think once you're put up for adoption, you cannot have your kid back. It is what it is. Once they find the home, they find the home. Um, so yeah, obviously everybody believes it. Why wouldn't you believe it? Why wouldn't you believe it? Let me not say why wouldn't you believe it, but like we're literally 13 years old, guys. Like, what other thing did they know other than, oh, okay, yeah, that's his life. So yes, I tell Kelly probably the last day of school, I tell Kelly how I'm about to go to New York because of the trial. I tell her that we might not ever see each other again. And Kelly starts bawling, crying. Poor girl. That girl starts bawling, crying because we had made such a good friendship that year. And she was just not going to have her little gay best friend no more. So that happens. Um, And lo and behold, eighth grade comes around and I'm back. And I'm back. And I have to keep the lie going. So they're like, I thought you were supposed to get readopted. So I'm like, oh no, guys, my parents beat the case. They won. I'm still here. So yeah, I tell everyone that my adoptive parents beat my biological parents in that custody case and that I was not going to go back to New York because my parents won. So eighth grade year comes around. I keep on lying. I keep on lying. And I had just gotten into the show Mob Wives. I had just gotten into the show Mob Wives eighth grade year. And so I was very obsessed with the mob aesthetic, with mobsters, any and everything. So one day after school, I go online and I start looking up famous mobsters. So I'm like, I'm going to tell everyone that one of my uncles was a famous mobster. And so I'm like, let me not tell them John Gotti. Let me not tell them somebody super, super big, because why would that be believable? So I find somebody who's like a little lesser known. There wasn't too much stuff on his Wikipedia. And I honestly couldn't tell you who it was, guys. I couldn't tell you who the guy was. It was somebody. I said I was related to somebody. And I go back and I start telling everybody that I was related to a famous mobster. Everybody believes me. Everybody thinks I'm related to a famous mobster, guys. So freshman year kind of dies down a little bit. I tell people I'm adopted, but I only tell people I'm adopted when it's convenient for me. Um, so everyone from middle school that knew I was adopted, everyone from elementary school that knew I was adopted, obviously they would tell people too. So it was just word around school that I was adopted, that I was from New York. I forgot to say, guys, I in middle school I would lie about my age. I had told everybody that I was a year older. So that would have meant that I was born in 2000 rather than 2001. I told everyone I was a year older. And I told everyone that I had a boyfriend while I was in New York, which, guys, whenever I was in New York, I was like 0 to 5. How was I going to have a boyfriend? But I told everyone that I had a boyfriend. In eighth grade year, I was reconnecting with that boyfriend and texting him online. I found a cute guy on Instagram. I told everyone that that was him. His name was Eric. And that was my boyfriend eighth grade year, guys. I catfished myself. So, not only that, guys, I got catfished eighth grade year. How fucking funny. Let's wake that up really quick. Tell me why I had I had a friend who told me that she had a cousin from like San Antonio. He was bisexual and that he had a crush on me. And so me, I was like, why does he know about me? Like he's from San Antonio. How would he know about me? So she tells me that she tells him about me all the time, that he's in love. She showed me pictures. She showed him pictures of me. Um, and so we were supposed to text on Kik. Who remembers Kik, guys? So she gives him my Kik. We start texting back and forth, back and forth. And guys, it goes on for like a week straight. And whenever I tell you guys, this was like the cringiest thing ever. Like, why did I even allow myself to like put up with this stuff? He would just talk about how he hated his life and how his parents were so mean to him and how he wanted to run away and be with me. And I would just be there like, okay, no, don't be sad. Okay. No, don't run away. Don't do that. Okay. Come to find out a couple months later, no, I think a couple of years later, one Kelly, who me and Kelly were friends with the same girl at the time. Kelly had then told me that this girl catfished me, how none of it was real. Yeah. Yeah, guys. So yeah, guys. That happens freshman year. We I have some little boyfriend, whatever. I'm just telling people whenever I want to that I'm adopted. So sophomore year goes on, junior year goes on, fresh or senior year goes on. It's the same thing. I'm still just telling people whenever I decide to. It's not like that was my whole personality. I just told people whenever I wanted to shake up the crowd. So after graduation, I end up being friends with this new girl. And whenever I'm friends with this new girl, she was friends, or no, it wasn't that she was friends. I was friends with a girl who her brother was dating. So it was me, this girl, let's name her Same her Jerry. Same her Jerry. So me and Jerry were friends, and then she was friends with, or I was friends from kindergarten with this girl. Let's call her Snail. So me and Snail were friends since kindergarten. Me and Jerry are friends now. Well, Snail was dating Jerry's boyfriend at the time. So Snail had told Jerry and her whole family about how I was adopted, so I had to tell them too. Um, and then I was also friends with another girl, not friends with anymore, but let's call her Pancake. So Pancake, I had told her whole family about how I was adopted too. And well, I think after some point in time, I mean, guys, I was lying about this shit since about 2012, 2013. Like, this was almost a decade long lie. So eventually I tell Jerry that I'm not adopted. And her parents honestly were like low-key devastated. They were like, I can't believe that you would lie to me. I can't believe that you would lie to me about something like this. And I was like, girl, I just want to be funny. I just want to be different. I just want to be cool. Like, come on now, guys. Isn't that like such a cool, like, little personality thing? Like, I'm from New York. I was adopted. That's such a cool personality. I was just fucking crazy. I was so fucking delusional, guys. Not delusional. I was fucking crazy. So yeah, tell her. And then Pancake, I go and tell Pancake and her family the same thing. And Pancake was just like, why the fuck would you lie about that? Like, why would you lie about that? And I was like, I don't know, girl. I just want to be, I just was bored. I was bored one day at recess and I just had to make up a lie. So after that, I just started telling people here and there, like, I can't believe I lied about being adopted. So one day, me and Kelly were talking about it. And Kelly was like, honestly, I don't know why I believed you. And I was like, I ditto. I don't know why you believe me either, but here we are in the boat. So she had told me how she had told her mom one day about how I'm not adopted. And even her mom was like, I don't understand why I even believed him because they had seen my parents. Everyone has seen my parents, and I look exactly like my parents. I look like my parents. So how was I adopted? I look exactly like my parents. So after that, I don't really talk about it a lot. But a couple years later, I want to say this happened maybe 2024. Me and Good Judy were out one day. We are out at a club here in Odessa, and there was an old middle school friend that was there. And whenever we would see each other, we would talk, whatever, whatever. Well, this night, this middle school friend was super, super drunk. Well, he had told me, "Oh, Dylan, I in middle school, like I always felt so bad for you. Like I just always had so much pity for you." And I was like, "Why, bitch? Why are you feeling pity for me? What the fuck?" And he was like, "I just whenever Kelly had told me that you were adopted, I just felt so bad for you. Like it would just make me so sad to think that like you didn't have your real family." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, guys, this man still thinks that I'm adopted. He still thinks that I'm 23 years old at this point. He still thinks that I'm adopted." So I was like, "I'm not adopted. I'm not adopted." And then he was just like, "Yeah, you are. Why are you telling me what I am, bitch? First of all." But he was like, "Yes, you are. You're literally adopted. You told everyone in middle school you were adopted." And I was like, "I lied. I lied. I lied. I lied. I lied. I lied. Everything was a fucking lie. Everything was a fucking lie." So he was like, "There ain't no way that I believed you for this long." And I was like, "There ain't no way that many people believed me for this long." But there we go. Point me. But so yeah, guys, that was my lie. That was my funny little story time. All right, guys. So with that story time being said, I honestly thought it was gonna be longer. It was not that fucking long. So next thing that I want to do, I've talked to you guys about it a couple of episodes ago when my kettle whistles on how things taste different um, from franchise to franchise. I talked about it with Atian. So what I wanted to do on this episode is get some diet, not diet, some Coke Zeros from some of my favorite places that I love to eat at, um, and see if I can tell the difference in all of them. So we'll be right back with those sodas. All right, guys, on to our next segment that we're going to be doing today. You guys have heard me rant, rave, hoot, and holler about how things are different whenever you go from store to store, restaurant to restaurant, drive in to drive in, everything and anything in the sorts. So today I'm going to put my palate to the test and we're going to see if I can taste the difference between some of my favorite restaurants that are here that I love getting Coke Zero from. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. Adriana and I had flown around town looking for some Coke Zeros. Coke Zero is my favorite soda to drink, guys. So let's see if I know my Coke Zero well enough. I'm going to taste these Coke Zeros that are right in front of me. I'm not going to be looking down too much because I feel like I'm going to be able to see my writing on them. But once I want to lock in my answers, I have the products right here that I'm going to be putting them in front of. Let's see if I get them right. Okay, guys? So let's go ahead and get into our first one. That's flat. Um, that's flat. I'm gonna leave that one for now, guys. It's fucking flat. And I feel like it's probably one that I already fucking know that it's always flat at also. That's a bottle. That's a can. Oh, that one's good. Oh shit. Oh. Wait, I think that one's a can. Oh guys, I'm in a pickle. One of these is a can. And I think the other one has to be either Burger King or Stars. Whataburger. Whataburger. Okay, wait, I think that one might be Stars. Okay, I'm in a pickle, guys. Okay. That one for sure is Burger King. That one I know for sure. Oh, that's not Burger King. This one is Burger King, guys. I'm going to solidify that right now. That one's fucking flat, guys. Let me leave that one for the very fucking end. Wait, which one was Whataburger? I knew which one Whataburger was. That's not Whataburger. That one's Whataburger. Okay, I'm locking in Whataburger right here. I'm in a pickle. Guys, I'm in a pickle. That has to be a bottle. That one is seriously either can or Stars, guys. And I can't tell which one it is. Well, if I know those two are can or Stars, let me fucking. This is Jack in the Box for fucking sure with their flat ass soda. Ruining my fucking challenge, ruining my video. I think that one. I'm like, guys, what if I'm just drinking them and I'm not even trying the challenge anymore? I just love Coke Zero, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna put a can right here, and I'm going to put Stars Drive-In right here. I'm 100% for sure with Whataburger and Jack in the Box. I'm 100% sure with Whataburger and Jack in the Box. I can tell this is Whataburger because I feel you guys are gonna have to hear me out. You guys are gonna have to hear me out. I'm gonna sound fucking crazy. Whataburger straw has a very distinct taste. And so I feel, and so does their filtration system. I feel like their ice tastes very specific, guys. I'm saying that this is Whataburger. It has to be Whataburger because it just tastes like Whataburger. Bottle, it just tastes like a fucking bottle, guys. I can taste the bottle. Burger King, I'm just putting Burger King there to put Burger King there. So I'm gonna let Control Room tell me if I got them right or not now. Okay, Jack in the Box. Is it right?
Yep.
Okay. Fuck Jack in the Box. They ruined the video. Okay, bottle.
Wrong. Put the bottle back over there so you can try to guess it.
Okay. Burger King.
Wrong.
Wrong. Oh wow. Okay, can.
Yep.
Okay. Can was right. Whataburger.
Yep.
Okay. And stars.
Yep.
Wow. This. It's probably because you just told me, but now I taste it as a bottle. And now that doesn't taste like a bottle. Okay. Bottle Burger King.
Correct. That's kind of crazy. You got 4 out of 6 right. That's.
It's either fat or I'm just a Coke Zero connoisseur, guys. Jack in the Box honestly fucked it up, guys. I really like Jack in the Box Coke Zero, but I digress. Time for me to finish these all and get to our last bit of the episode, guys.
Wait, so if you knew that one was Jack in the Box, then you like their Coke, how do you know that one was ass? And that one was
It's flat. It's flat, so it threw it off for me. Yeah, it like messed up the game almost because I was like, oh, that's flat. Who the fuck has a flat soda? And it fucked up my palates.
Which one were the fizziest?
The fizziest was Burger King, and honestly, maybe just Burger King. Because Whataburger, it just tastes juicy. Yeah, it just tastes juicy.
Well, 6.
I'm like, okay, there were 6 here. I won with 4. Let's see what I can beat next time, guys. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys. Second to last segment that we're going to be having today is going to be my favorite, maybe yours if you love talking shit. It's going to be my kettle whistles. So, a couple of things that I have my kettle whistling for today. First one is going to be the fact that I hate how designer brands do not, one, carry the sizes of the women and men of a bigger size, even though they might be in that class where they can pay for it. They don't make the size. One thing that one of my favorite girls, Miss Lenithia Leaks, did say one day was they make that size whenever you got the coin. So that is a very good point. The only thing that does suck though is if you were to look at this bitch right here, this big old hoof that's sitting in this Bottega right now, this was the last size that they made, I think. This was the very last size. I got very lucky that they even made this size. And then there's ones like Christian Louboutin who will make your size if you have a big hoof like me. The only thing is that you have to get put on a wait list. Not only do you have to get put on a wait list, but then you have to sit there and wait for the makers of the shoe to actually make your shoe. So it takes upwards of over a year in order for you to finally get one pair of shoes that you want because they don't go up to this size. The only people that I know that make an exact size for me are Gucci, YSL, and I want to say Christian Louboutin. I can squeeze into a couple of their sizes. I can fit into a Soak 8, and I can fit into a, what is the plain one? Not the one that has like the flower size, but the other one, the ones that you have.
Designer?
The Louboutin.
Soak 8?
And Soak 8 is the one that I have the slip on, right? No. A Soak 8. I can fit in that one. And
that's a hot chick. You can fit in a hot chick.
I can fit in a hot chick and a Soak 8, guys. But the one that has the little design, I don't know what the fuck it's called. I'll put it right here.
Oh, that's hot chick. Design is hot chick.
Okay. I can't fit into a hot chick, guys, but I can fit into a Soak 8, and I can fit into whatever the fuck mine are. I don't know Kate's, just a regular Kate, I think. Guys, maybe I can fit into a few with Christian Louboutin. They're just fucking expensive, guys. But I can fit into a YSL, I can fit into a Gucci, I can fit into a Bottega, I can fit into a few Louboutins. What can I not fit into? I don't think I've ever tried a Jimmy Choo. Doubt that they'd have my fucking size. Balmain. Oh, guys, do you remember whenever I told you guys that there was that gorgeous cathedral vest that I wanted so fucking bad from Balmain? They had matching boots to it. Those boots would not fit me. I think I even looked at a couple other cute little heels that they had, weren't gonna fit me. So I was kind of fucked on that one. I Prada tried putting on some Prada heels. Baby, they did not make the size for me. They did not make the size for me. And Valentino. Every almost not all of them. I can't say that. A lot of the designer brands, guys, I cannot fit into. It's honestly kind of annoying. And even at places like Dillard's, it's very, very slim pickings whenever I want to go and pick a heel out of there too. Gianni Bini definitely has my size. Antonio Milani has my size, but it's just in certain styles that they carry my size. So it gets a little annoying. Um, Whenever we were in YSL one day, tried buying some YSL jeans. Baby, I think they only go up to like size 6. They only go up to a size 6. I am a size 14. They were not going to have my fucking size there, guys. Really fucking annoying. Um, what else? Another thing with designer brands that I have a bone to pick with that gets my kettle whistling. Why are designer heels so, 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 so fucking uncomfortable to wear? These Bottegas right here, they are comfortable for the some part, but guys, if I take it off right now, you will see that it is quilted leather all right here. After some time with this quilted leather, it starts to hurt so damn bad. I have a pair of Tory sandals that where the stitching goes across the sole of your foot, it hurts so fucking bad. These two bitches right fucking here, both from the same goddamn brand, YSL. These YSL heels, if you look, this is not a big heel. This is not a big heel. I think we can all agree that this is not a big heel. But if you were to look at the diameter of said heel, it is so fucking thin. The second I put these heels on, automatically in pain. If you look at this toe box right here, or this strap, if you look at this strap right here, while it is quite big, no stretch. Absolutely no stretch, guys. My pinky hurts so fucking bad after. With these, same thing with this. This is a suede material. It's not even a leather. So no stretch whatsoever. This, after some time, baby, when you wear these, I hope you are trained and signed up to play in the fucking Olympics for figure skating because that is exactly what this is. If you know how to rollerblade, maybe you'll be good at this. If you know how to figure skate, you'll be definitely good at walking in these bitches. I think with the height of this as well, it gets super uncomfortable after some time. I will say these are more comfortable to wear than these ones. These are a death sentence. There was even a time, hold on, guys. There was even a time where whenever we went to YSL, whenever I had went to buy those white ones, I was supposed to buy, guys, pure stripper, pure fucking stripper. They were absolutely gorgeous. I was supposed to buy these probably 6 inch, 5, 6 inch YSL black pumps. They had a fur ankle strap. I'll put a picture right here, guys. Absolutely gorgeous. I would have rather had these heels than those white ones that you saw just a second ago. Absolutely gorgeous. The only downside to the black heel with the fur ankle strap, the second I put those heels on, automatic Charlie horse. Charlie horse, my ankle, or not my ankle, my calf cramped up. It was so tall, guys. It was so tall. If you guys can see from the picture, it was so tall. I don't know how people can wear those. And there was this Insta baddie that I would follow for the longest time. Her name was Kat Michelle. I had seen one day, like maybe a year later after that had happened, I had seen Kat Michelle sporting those fucking heels, walking like it was nobody else's business down the sidewalk in those heels. And I was like, I'm so jealous of that bitch. So jealous of that bitch because they were so fucking gorgeous. But yeah, guys, designer heels, so uncomfortable. I don't know how they expect you to spend so much money on these heels, yet you cannot wear them. And I'd even sit here and argue that you can't even sit in them because those white YSL heels, while I can't wear them, obvious they're so fucking hard to walk in. even just sitting here, I wore them probably a few episodes ago. Sitting here, my pinky toe was an absolute pain because, like I told you guys, they don't stretch. Absolute pain. A Louboutin, I honestly feel like Louboutins are pretty easy to walk in. I feel like they're pretty easy to wear. I mean, my Louboutins, whichever ones they are, these Louboutins, I can run in them. I can sprint in them. I can hop hurdles in them. I can do cartwheels in them. They are so fucking comfortable. And while I think it's only maybe like a 4 inch heel, maybe like it would be a hard argument to say it's a 5 inch heel. It's not too big of a heel. They're so fucking comfortable. I honestly feel like I could have gotten a 6 inch heel and been fine with it. Maybe a little bit more discomfort after some time, but so annoying. And guys, last thing that gets my kettle whistling for today. It is something that should go unsaid as the adults that you and I are. If you're watching this as a child, please ask your parents for permission to watch me next episode. As an adult, we have been trained, conditioned, and taught to pick up after ourselves, to be cleanly, to wash, to bathe, to brush, to floss, to spray, so on, so forth, in and out. Guys, mini story time. I had this guy, if you remember me talking to Abdian a couple of episodes again about men who don't get the hint, I caved in to the man who didn't get the hint. He told Big Mama that he was gonna pay her for some good time, and Big Mama wanted some money, guys. So, boom, close your eyes, open your mind. I go over to this guy's house the other day. I I get in Anastasia. Anastasia drives all the way to the other side of town. Stassi pulls up to a trailer park. Stassi was in a trailer park. She was very scared, but she did make it out safe, guys. But Stassi was in a trailer park. Stassi pulls up to said trailer and is greeted by the individual who was begging, pleading, hooting and hollering, getting on his knees, hands up in the air to God, begging to see me. I get over. The reason I had talked to this guy before. I had stopped talking to him for the reason being that he was uncleanly. His dog stunk, which dogs have a distinct smell. I have my own dog. I don't really care about dog smell. I think it's whenever it's your own dog you don't care about it. But I smelt the dog, and then the room absolutely was disgusting. There were crumbs on my feet the second I took my sandals off. Whenever I looked over his bed, there was food, boxes, wrappers, everything like that. Like we were just too lazy to go to the dumpster and throw things away. And what set it off for me that day was we were getting in and out. We were doing the deed. I was facing the pillow. I had went home that night to wash my face, as one does, and I'm using a toning pad. I'm toning my face, I'm using a cotton pad, and whenever I look at this cotton pad, whenever I clean my face on a regular day, that toning pad is spotless. Maybe the tiniest bit of brown if it was a windy day. We live in West Texas, there's a lot of dirt. The tiniest bit of brown residue, if anything. Guys, I toned my face that night and it was black. It was black. So it was safe to say that he got blocked that day and I stopped talking to him. So then boom, we're at the point where he's like, I'll pay you to come see me, whatever, whatever. So I'm like, okay, bitch, I want some money. I might save up for another syringe of lip filler soon. Who knows? So I go to his house. I go inside. It's the same ordeal. There was the nasty dog. Sorry if you hear me chewing this ice, guys. There was the dog running around like it was his home, which I mean it is. It is. Dog running around. There was mess on the countertops. I go to the room. First of all, the door doesn't open correctly. The door should swing open. The door was on its last legs of a hinge, what you would call it, if you would like to call it a hinge, where I assumed I would pull the door or push the door open. So I put force to push the door open. The entire door starts to swing up. And I was like, oh, I'm not walking under that. That's a safety hazard. And so I was like, you can go ahead and open this door for me. And he slides it like a barn door. So I was like, okay, it makes sense. I just did not like how it swung open. That was kind of scary. So one thing I forgot to leave it put in there, guys. Before I had gotten to his home, if you would call it that, no disrespect. Well, before I had gotten to his home where he lays his head at night, he had told me that he wanted me to go to the gas station and buy him some pre-rolls. I He has tried doing this to me before. I have told him I am not DoorDash. I have told him I am not Uber Eats. I have told him I am not Favor and I am not his friend. Okay, I'm there for one job and one job only. Um, so he tells me to get him some pre-rolls. I tell him no, this isn't an exchange. I'm not driving over there with products. So I get into his room. The room looks the exact same as it did before. It looked like an episode of Hoarders, guys. Boxes of food just on the floor, not even on a nightstand, not even on a dresser, on the floor. I take my sandals off and my precious feet touch that ground and there are automatic crumbs on my feet. I go to sit on the bed and whenever I sit down, the smell of dog just floats up into my nostril. And so I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to be here. So I'm like, all right, Dylan, start thinking fast. Think fast. What do we do? So I look at him and I'm like, hey, now that I know where you live, like I didn't want to go and get you your pre rolls before because like I just wanted to get here. I couldn't remember where you lived. I was just kind of like nervous, whatever, whatever. Do you want me to go ahead and get them now? And so he looks at me. I feel like he knew I was lying, guys. So I was like, I mean, I'm in the West Side. I'm gonna go and drop off something to a friend. I mean, why not kill two birds with one stone? I'm gonna come back with your pre rolls. I did what I had to do. Let's do it. So he was like, are you gonna come back? And so I was like, yeah, yeah, girl, yeah, I'm gonna come back. Yeah, I'm gonna come back, girl. I need that dick, girl. I need the dick. Like, I'll just come back. I'll come back. Let me just be nice to you for a second. So boom, I stand up to leave. Well, I forget that he has a dog. So then he walks around me, guys. It's like the thinnest corridor between his bed and the wall into where we can walk. And me being the big mama I am, he had to squeeze by me. So whenever he squeezes by me, he kind of like shoves me and boom, I fall on the bed. And so he starts like dry humping me, guys. And I was like, oh my gosh. It took all in me not to be like, get the fuck off of me. Like, I was so disgusted. I had to stop my landing before I touched the bed. I was not going to have that black toning pad incident again. We were not going to have black toner pad gate. We were not going to have it. So he just is telling me how much he missed me. Da, da, da. I was like, yeah, boy, you gonna get it later. You gonna get it. You just wait. And so boom, walk out. And I was like, what flavor of pre-rolls? I don't do that stuff, guys. If you do it, you do it by all means. You do you, girl. Have fun. I suck dick. Whatever you want to put in your mouth, you put in your mouth, baby. I suck dick. So I'm like, what flavor do you get? And he was like, there's not flavors. Just get one. And I was like, oh, my bad. So boom, get in the car. And the second I put Miss Anastasia in reverse, boom, blocked him on messages. Boom, blocked him on Grindr. Boom, blocked him on Snap. So I was like, okay, we're safe. We're safe. Why do I get a text message as I'm driving back home from, I don't know whether it was a text free number. I don't know if he had two phones, whatever the fuck it was. I don't care. He was like, what happened? So I was like, God damn it. So I blocked that one and I'm like, okay, we're home free. We're safe. So then I get home. I forgot that he had a second Snap account, guys. So he texts me on Snap and he's like, what happened? So I was like, you know what? I'm clear, far, and out of the vicinity. Let me not go off on him, but let me tell him why I'm not going back and why he's blocked on absolutely everything. So I literally told him verbatim, guys. No disrespect, but I have never been to a house that has been more dirtier, that has smelt worst, that has just had boxes of trash thrown across any and every crevice that it could find its way in. I was like, at your grown age, I would expect a lot more from you. And before you guys say like, oh, like what if he had no time? What if he just isn't a cleanly person? There are cleaning services available that you can hire to clean your home. He's wanting to pay me for Bussy, baby. He can pay a cleaning lady to clean that fucking trailer that he calls a home. Um, and I was just like, I will never ever go and see you again, guys. And y'all better mark my words, because if I come back and I tell y'all that I fucked them guys, y'all better get on to me. Y'all better get on to me. But yeah, guys, last thing for my kettle whistling is adults, grown individuals who do not know how to pick up after themselves and keep a cleanly area, whether that is the area you lay your head on, the area that you work in, the area that you clean in or cook in, cook in, any area that you are physically in a majority of the day, a majority of the week in, keep it fucking clean. But with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get into our nightcap. There is a very, very, very fun and exciting thing that is going to be happening next episode. I'm not going to be saying too much. I'm going to let you guys see what happens. Um, with all that being said, guys, all social medias are I am Dylan Sotelo. If you have any stories that you would like to get a little honey added to, go ahead and send them in, whether it's by DM or by email. My email is also in the bio. Um, and with all that being said, guys, this was Dylan Sotelo. Everything was alleged. Don't shoot the messenger. And don't cry over spilled tea. Bye, guys.